Hey boys and girls, it is your beekeeper here, coming at you today with a narrated video because you really didn't want to just hear this power washer engine running. What I'm doing is I'm getting ready for the axle to pick it up. I shot this video on Sunday, October 22nd, 2017, and Monday evening, October 23rd, 2017, I went down to the machine shop that had the rear end and I picked it up. Yay. I do have it in my possession, and as soon as I get off my hiney and I order the U-bolts and the lift blocks, and what else do I need? Oh, I need a seal, transfer case output seal, because that one tends to piddle a little bit when you park uphill. Yeah, I mean, this thing's only been broken for 10 months, so why would I order parts like that ahead of time? That's awesome. It is what it is. So I did pick up the axle last night. It's all new. Other than the housing, it's brand new and it's beautiful. And if you check out my Facebook page, I'll have pictures of it posted up there tonight, today. I have to go off to work. But anyway, I'm going to throw some pictures of it up on the Your Beekeeper community page so you can see what's going on. The machine shop chem dipped everything. They hot tanked it to clean it out. I have all new bearings, seals, axles, differential. Everything is brand new other than the housing. The axles, interestingly enough, were damaged beyond repair. Apparently I twisted, or one of the axles were twisted. I suspect they twisted when this rear end disintegrated. I can't imagine I twisted it any time before then, but I suppose I could have been driving around with an axle with a twist in it. But one of them was twisted. The other side, the splined shaft, had been damaged by the metal that was bouncing around inside the diff after it broke. So he recommended they both get replaced. I said, no problem. Do what you have to do. Now what I'm doing here is I'm getting everything power washed. I'm power washing the fender wells, of course, just trying to take years of four-wheeling and sand and dust that had migrated into that spring pack in between the leaf springs. When the rear axle is installed and clamped in place, it's really hard to get in there and clean all that stuff. But now that it's not under load and I can get the water, I was watching the water squirt through the pack. Hopefully I can cure some of the rear end squeak that I used to get. What I'm going to do is get everything. I went through under this truck. I didn't show it on video, but I ended up laying on my back and just power washing the frame rails and everything. And two rounds of power washing here, which makes it really good. So what I went with, I did go and replace the open differential, just the weak little open differential, and I replaced it with a limited slip locking differential. And the style I decided to go with is a governor style, or GovLock is what some people like to call it. And it's basically an on-demand locker that uses a light coil that mechanically signals the clutches to lock up. It's like a limited slip that's open until it gets wheel slip that causes the little governor weights on that flywheel to fly out, and it triggers the LSD to apply the clutches and help me get out of what I'm in. They're very heavy duty. GM, it's a GM design. They've been using it for 40 years, I think. They've been using it for a long, long time. They're extremely heavy duty, and if you take a look at the pictures, you'll see nice heavy internals that work really well. So basically, the locker is the differential is open, which is 90% of the time until it gets signaled by that governor to lock up when it slips. They can be a bit tricky. They're a great street positive traction system. If you ask me, I think they're a great street system. They don't hold up well in high RPM, or excuse me, high horsepower race applications, but this truck is not that. I don't need a spool, I don't need a locker, I don't need anything too crazy. But they work really, really well for a street machine. They are heavy duty. They stay open until it's needed. I think they're the cat's pajamas, quite honestly, or the bee's knees. There you go. I think this governor system is the bee's knees. And if you take a look at Your Beekeeper community page on the old Facebook, there, look at all the dirt coming off. You'll get a better look at it. And of course, when I get a minute this week, I will take a video of that axle, but it might be a week before I get that up because I do have to order those parts, and I suspect they'll be here fairly quickly. Everything's in stock. I have kind of looked it up because I have to get different U-bolts lengthwise I'm adding 2-inch blocks. I've talked about that 3 or 4 times before, so I'm not going to go into detail now, but I'm going to put lift blocks on the back, but I also have extra springs in this spring pack. I think I have 2 extra springs because I wanted to make it, when I was doing towing with those airbag overload springs, I wanted to make it sturdy. Unfortunately, it makes it a bit stiff back there, but it is what it is. It's a good old truck. I'm happy to have it back on the road, or soon to be back on the road. I'm going to give this a day or two to dry, and then this is what I'm going to undercoat the entire thing with. You know, I had a business connection with Fluid Film, did some commercials for them back in the day with this very truck here. So I still have a little bit of their product, a couple gallons of their product hanging around, and this applicator. That's it. So thank you for watching and hanging out. I got to go, got to run. See